last year, and James, who's doing engineering at UWA, also a Year 12 student last year. They're going to go through some of their experiences from Year 12 and from this point on. Please, we ask you again, do the right thing as far as listening and responding. Thanks very much, guys. Appreciate it.
Ah, cool, guys. Yeah, so like, I've been doing this a bit. I went to Sacred Heart, and I always get asked before I come up and say this stuff, whether or not I'm going to get nervous. And like, the answer is of course I'm going to get nervous. Like, telling you guys what I went through in high school to people, some of you I know, right? And, but you know, I remember being you, sitting right there, about to do mocks, right? 2 weeks down? Yeah? Oh crap, already done. Yeah, no worries, but still, I remember being like that, and I was like, why can't someone come up and tell us what they went through? And I know ATAR is not the most important thing. I know some of you aren't doing ATAR, but this is what happened to me, and this is what I kind of experienced by doing ATAR. And if you guys aren't doing ATAR, you know, sorry about that. But listen anyway, because the stuff I'm going to say is going to help with other things in life. But, you know, my kind of story is, the first 8 years of my academic life, in school, primary school, I wasn't really smart at all. I was kind of dumb. And, you know, I wasn't getting good test results, those little NAPLAN things, never really did too well. Parents calling me up, saying, where's the assignment? You said it was handed, why haven't I got it? Parent-teacher interviews, what are we going to do with Cameron? Right? Some of you had that, right? It's not a nice feeling, but I didn't care. I wanted to be a famous soccer player, that's all I wanted to do. And grades and academics did not at all coincide with that, so I was just focused on soccer. But I got to year 12 in year 8 and had the blessed fortune to meet a teacher who, I got 70 in a test, 5% above average, right? Nothing special. And he sat me down, and he looked me in the eye, and he said, you're good at maths, right? He looked at me, I thought it was gay, right? I thought it was because all I wanted to do was do well at school, so I didn't really care about what he was saying. But I went home and told my dad's got a PhD, and my mum's Asian, so... yeah, so you guys can kind of imagine what it was like for me telling them that I don't care about maths, but my teacher said I was good. It was bad. My dad said, look, how about we go full-time on soccer, let's do soccer, but part-time when you're in school. Why don't you do maths? In chemistry, why don't you do maths? In economics and S&E, why don't you do maths? And that's what I did. And I found out that, damn, this teacher was right. I was good at maths. And I never knew before. And I found out how to do well at maths, to keep my parents off my back, got into year 10, and I was really shown 2 different lives, completely different lives. One of my brother, who, you know, just got out of ATAR, and he showed me what it was like to keep good grades. And man, like, some of you guys know this, you know, it's the shit, man. When you're getting good grades, no, seriously, when you're getting good grades, your friends think you're smart. You guys think I'm smart because I got 9 8. I'm not smart. I'm no better than you guys. I'm still nervous, you know, I'm still do that kind of partying with girls and stupid things, right? But everyone thinks you're smart. Your friends think you're smart. They start to listen to what you say because you're getting good grades. Your family doesn't give a shit about what you do. Honestly, you're allowed to do anything. As long as you're bringing home the grades, you can do anything. You can get away with murder, right? And some of you guys know this. I know some of you. And also, your teachers don't care. I used to be called lazy, right? Yeah. I used to be called lazy by all my teachers because I didn't do the work they told me to do. I was just doing the work that I knew would get me higher grades. And they couldn't say anything. Sitting down in a parent-teacher interview, Cameron's not doing work, Cameron's not behaving, but he's getting the grades, so we can't complain. And that's kind of, it's the life, man, it's what you want. But I was also shown an equally as good life of some of you know Adam Gilbert and Kanan McLeod's, right? Some of you know? Yeah? I was shown that life too, right? Partying, girls dancing, fun, chilling, doing nothing. Like, it's a good life, man. It's the crap, right? And I wanted this, and I wanted this, and I didn't know what to do. So in year 10 and year 11, I had to study how I studied. I had to learn how I learned. I became a student of study, found out how I learned, found out how to minimize time getting good grades, keep my parents on my back, keep my mum awake, keep my family happy, teachers happy, everyone happy, and still have time to party and have fun and all that kind of stuff, right? So that's what I'm here to tell you today. And I've got 4 things that me and all my friends went through. We honestly don't have a lot of time. I wouldn't spend a whole day talking about these strategies and techniques. I just spent like 30 minutes so hard. Only like 15. I don't want to keep you. So I'm going to quickly talk 15 minutes, throw it over to James, about the 4 things that really helped me and my 5 friends, 5 best friends, 5 average guys. We did party, we had fun. You know, all that kind of stuff was good, right? But we also got good grades because we were doing these 4 things. Sam Mullen, 96. John McZani, 97. Me, 98. Blake, 98.5. James, 99. And my friend Brandon, 99.75. We managed to do all that stuff, right? Have all this stuff because we did 4 things. These 4 things are allowed. You can do this if you want to quit drugs, if you want to get a goal in soccer, if you want to, get with a girl. These 4 things, use them, right? I don't use them. They work. They work for anything. I stumbled across them online, and I was like, shit, I was using that in high school, and that's why I got good grades. I stumbled across these things and applied them to my school. So number 1 is vision. Why are you doing it? You got to know why you're in school, why you want a good ATAR, why you want to get with a girl, why you want to score a goal, all that stuff. You got to know why, and you got to write it down and be clear in your head. Because if you know why, you stick through the BS. There's going to be negative times. There's going to be positive times. You're going to get rejected by a girl. You're going to play bad in soccer. If you don't have a strong reason why you're doing it, you'll quit and give up. So I knew that. I thought, oh, yo, man, just pay attention quick, because I only got 15 minutes, yeah? Yeah? Sorry, man. But I only got 15, right? I want to tell these guys this. I want to let you guys know, because it's good stuff. And I had a circumstance of what my life would be like if I got good grades. Like, I knew, I talked about it before, family, friends, and parents. They don't care. It's really good. I had that in my head. But I also had a circumstance of what would happen if I got bad grades. I wouldn't be allowed that stuff. I wouldn't be allowed to do all that, all that good stuff. So I was pulled, instead of pushing for a high ATAR, I was pulled by the circumstance of what my life would be like if I got good grades. So that's number 1, vision. Number 2 is belief. And there's 2 parts to this. You've got to believe that you can do it. Like, all of you here, some of you have given up because you couldn't find the way you learn. I guarantee you there's a subject out there that you can do, and it's a bit late for this, but I guarantee you that there's something out there that you can do, and it's a way that you learn, that you can learn. Like, I don't learn by teachers teaching me. I just don't learn that way. I learn by going home, looking at YouTube videos, and talking to my friends about it. I just don't learn that way. So that's the way I did. That's the kind of stuff I did. So believe you can do it. And the second thing is you can't have all these negative beliefs where you're blaming things that aren't you. If I had better friends, I'd get better marks. If I had better parents, I'd get better marks. If I had a better desk, I'd get better marks. If I had, more family support, if I had, if I had a better teacher, I'd get better marks. I just don't have these things, so I can't get better marks. But when you start pointing and blaming, the pitch on Sunday, the weather was too rainy. The other team was too good. The other players are too tall. I'm too young to be in this league. All that kind of stuff. If you start blaming and pointing things that aren't you, then you're blaming things you got to work with. Like your desk, your family, your friends, those are all you've got to work with. And if you start blaming the things you've got to work with, you stop doing work because you don't think you can work with this stuff. So never blame anything else. Have the belief that it's meant to be, it's up to me. And that's what we had. That's what me and my friends talked about a lot. We never used to talk about how if we had more multi-choice questions, we'd do well. Never used to talk about that stuff. Number 3 is state management, controlling yourself in the state, accessing your resources, doing what's right in the moment. Very important. So some people start before the test. Some people don't sleep before the test. Some people spend too long on a question, and these things aren't controlling your state. There's a really good way that I kind of figured out to snap out of your mood and focus on what you want to do, and it's by asking yourself a question. Because when you ask yourself a question, you get an answer in your head that you don't have to say out loud. When you do that process, your brain automatically feeds you an answer and it gets you right back on track. So focus on answering good questions. For example, answer these questions in your head. Now, am I a boy or a girl? What colour hair do I have? My best friend's smile. My mum's face. She's really beautiful, isn't she? Right? Did some of you get an answer? Like in your head? Yeah, one guy? If you ask yourself good questions, you're going to get out good answers straight away. So for example, when you procrastinate is a big one. Ask yourself, do I want to do well in waste? Don't ask yourself, why am I procrastinating? You're going to get answers out like, I study doesn't work, I don't study like this, I can't learn that much anyway. If you ask yourself good questions, why I want to do well in waste? What should I do right now to do well in waste? How can I do it? Why should I do it? Let's do it. You're going to get good answers, you're going to push you towards it. Before I was up here, I'm telling you, these things work with anything. Before I was up here, sitting down, what would I do right now if I was 10 times bolder? 10 times more courageous, 10 times more courage. What would I do? Because courage is a choice. Being bold is a choice. And what would I do? Would I go up and talk to that girl if I was 10 times more courageous? Would I go and win that header if I was, 10 times more courageous? And I'm telling you, this thing, ask yourself good questions, you'll get good answers. Why am I broke? You'll give yourself answers. My parents were broke. My dad was broke, my mum was broke, everyone was broke. I'm not smart. If you ask, why am I fat? I'm lazy, I'm big boned. You get shit answers, right? But if you ask yourself good questions, you'll get good answers and it'll push you towards what you want. I've only got 2 more minutes. So step number 4, and the 4th thing we did is a system, a good and duplicatable system that anyone can do. Any good system has education, mentor, action, power team. Education, the best way to learn is, who agrees that mother is the No, learning, the repetition of all, no. The mother of all learning is repetition. Yeah? Alright, cool, it is. So like you got hear, see, write, teach. This is the best way to learn. Hear, see, write, teach. Looping this over and over again. Hearing stuff, writing, teaching, no. Hearing stuff, seeing stuff on the board, writing it down, and teaching. Now the hardest one to do of the 4 things is teaching. Teach someone to sit down with you and ask them to teach you back what you learn. You've got to find good friends and good people. That's what we did. That's why we were allowed to study so little, because we had Skype conversations, phone conversations. When we used to hang out, we used to talk quickly about this. And you know what we learned. It used to really be effective. When you teach someone something, it burns a groove in your brain like nothing else. Why do you think I'm up here today? I'm doing uni. Yeah, I don't like studying. But like, why do you think I'm here telling you this? Because I know that if I teach you guys, all 100 of you, it's going to help me study better, help me minimize my stuff, so I can work on my business, work on my tutoring, work on all that kind of stuff, so we can minimize the time. That's why I'm teaching. Teaching burns a groove in your brain like nothing else. So teach, teach, teach. Don't feel that if you teach someone, they're going to get a high ATAR, it's going to push you down. That's terrible. Don't have that belief. That's number 2 thing. But education, mentor. Mentor, you've got to have someone that you want to be like that makes it look simple. I had James. You know, James had simple techniques, simple things. He never used to say exams were hard, never. He used to show me it was simple, and I had a really good mentor. I was blessed and fortunate. It was good luck. Action, plan to review. Best way to do action is plan to review. Plan when you're going to study it. You know, review how you studied, whether it got you high marks. It's going to help a lot. And power team, get around some good family, friends, and teachers. And you know, the world is yours. I'm not telling you to get. Look, this is. I'm going to throw it off to James right now. But look, getting a high ATAR, it isn't the most important thing. Like 100%. I got into uni, and I only needed 85 or something. I got into uni, and I was like, why did I study so much? I felt like an idiot, because I only needed like 85. And what I didn't realize was, when I was in that process of studying, I was in the process of going for something I want, pushing for something I couldn't really get in year 10, I found out that I could achieve like pretty much anything I want if I follow these 4 things. And it's an amazing feeling when you're empowered. Anything I do now in life, I think I can get if I push hard enough and do these 4 things. And you really can't do that. You learn how to manage your time. You learn how to stick to a plan. You learn how to be freaking disciplined. And that kind of stuff is what you should go for. Don't ask what you're getting. Don't ask what ATAR you're getting. Ask what you're becoming. When you go for a job at Macca's, don't ask what wage you're getting. Ask what kind of person you're becoming who's working at Macca's. Are you becoming, right? Never ask what you're getting. Ask what you're becoming. So in that, I'm going to throw it over to James. This guy got 99. He's been my kind of mentor in this whole thing. And, my kind of really good friend too. So, yeah, James is really
Alright guys, so I'm going to take a couple minutes to break. So I'm just going to let you know the 2 big things that I think every WACE student needs to do in the lead up, in the month or 2 before their exams. Number 1, you've got to be productive. Like I just said, you've got 2 months. You've only got 2 months. And a lot of that time you're at school, you've got co-curricular things, you've got sport, you've got work, you've got whatever you have to do. You don't have a lot of time. So you need to be really productive with the time that you have. So, you're in school for another couple of weeks. You've got exams coming up. Don't spend that time, wasting it around the school. Work. You've got 2 weeks to go. Be productive. And personally, I think one of the most productive things you can do with your study is past exams. Unfortunately, there's just so many people in the state, and there's just so much material that we could cover, that it's really hard for them to assess you on all that. So what they do is they restrict it down to just some bare essential questions. And what you'll find is if you do enough past papers, these questions are going to repeat themselves. You're going to walk into a WACE exams thinking, I've seen that exact question before. And it's the best feeling knowing 10% of that exam, you've got it just like that, because you've seen the question before. So there should be 4 WACE past exams on the curriculum website. I want everyone to go there. You've probably got 5 WACE subjects, 4 exams for each. That's 20 exams, about 60 hours of study. I want you guys to all go through and just work on that. You may think it's a lot, but you go through them all, you get it done, and you walk into your exams and you'll have seen the questions before, and it'll be really easy. But a big thing to do from that is, I'm not saying you're going to do all 20 exams and do them perfectly and be perfectly prepared. You're obviously going to have some problems. So I recommend that you do them early, and then once you've done them, you come into school and you hound, teachers, but I reckon you just hound your teachers. Next 2 months, they need to be at your beck and call. It's a horrible thing for me to say, I know, but you've got 2 months, and you need to use the resources available to you. And that's why these people are here to help you. And for example, I'm going to tell you probably the most pivotal moment in my education career. And that was when I was walking around Sacred Heart after band at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I had some problems with chem that morning. And I walked up to one of the teachers and I said to him, like, hey, when can I meet with you? When can I sit down and, before school, during lunchtime, when can I have a chat to you about what we need to do? And he was locking his door at the time. And in response, he unlocks his door, opens it up, puts his books back on the table and said, let's do it right now. 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and this teacher was willing to give up his time to help me. That's the kind of attitude that you guys need to have for the next 2 months. And it's only 2 months. You need to be able to be willing to sacrifice things. So I'm going to set you guys a challenge. I know it's going to be difficult, but everyone doing WACE, once you finish school, in that 2 weeks of WACE period, I know this is going to be hard, but I'm going to say it, I want you guys to go without Facebook. If you need to contact someone because you have a problem with a question, give them a call. But if you can go for 2 weeks without those kinds of just silly little distractions that take up your time, then it'll help a lot. Like, you have 2 months to go. Most of you are going to be done by the 22nd of November. Today it's the 25th of September. That gives you less than 2 months to go. So my advice is that you just focus all your time, because really you don't have a lot of it. And when you finish, like, all those stories you hear about uni students, they're the most lazy people in the world, they don't ever get anything done, half of them don't have jobs, they just sit at home half the time. That's true. You probably are going to finish on the 22nd of November, and our university, UWA, doesn't start next year until late, about the 25th of February. That gives you over 3 months to do whatever you want. You can literally spend the time however you want. So, knowing you have all this time in your future to just, party or do whatever you want, I'm saying dedicate the next 2 months of your life. Yeah, I'm not saying, lock yourself in a room. You still need to have a balanced life, obviously, all that. But you've got 2 months, work hard, you're going to do well, and you're going to walk out, and for the rest of your life, you're going to be able to say, hey, you scored in the top whatever percentage of the state, and it's a really good feeling. So, thanks for your time. Yeah.